What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is Nour Trades, and today I bring you another Sunday stock watch list. So last week we talked about a few things, talking about trend. There wasn't much we were looking at. We usually have a great list of stocks that, we like to look at for the week. And last week we just couldn't do that because the trend was all over the place, and we just had a crazy sell-off. And we were absolutely right. The week was very choppy. It was up and down. Nothing of either side going on, other than, let's just say, for example, BA taking a very big leap to the upside. I actually caught a long position around 250. I think 250 flat, and here it is at 270 within 4 or 5 days of trading. So nothing much going on as of last week. So if you didn't trade last week, you didn't really miss out. It was a bunch of choppiness, and honestly, you had a bigger chance of losing money last week than making money, since there was so much chop going on. So before we get started, of course, here's the the schedule for this week. If you want a clear picture, obviously go to my trading page. I only have 3 Instagrams: Nour Trades, Trade Like Nour, and StockHours. I post all my trading criteria on Trade Like Nour, so this will be on Trade Like Nour, or you can just screenshot this. I'll move the mouse. You have the FOMC meeting that starts on Tuesday. You have the jobless claims on Thursday. It's always good to know what time these things are happening. Some people don't like trading through, certain, let's just say releases. FOMC things they get choppy sometimes. So it's good to know what's going on, why the stock market might be getting affected. Why did SPY just pop here? Oh, okay, I see what's going on. So it's always good to have this on. And then the second thing here is earnings for this week. Very blurry, because anytime you stretch it on the computer, it's blurry, but it's on Trade Like Nour, very clear on there. I don't really see anything that I like for this week. You're going to have things like FedEx. I also talked about Ulta last week, and I said that was a very big mover usually, and I believe on options that was around like 300-400%. Stock dropped around $30-40 overnight due to their earnings release. So I wish I played that one. I don't play earnings or anything like that, but Ulta, that would have been a nice one. FedEx, Nike, if you guys are interested, I see 2 of these stocks that I would personally look at to trade after or before. Other than that, I don't really see anything that I like here or personally trade myself. So yeah, FedEx and Nike. Anything else, go on Trade Like Nour. So let's go back and let's talk about the stock market. So I have a few things here. Market is still trending. Don't get it, don't get it mixed up. But we still have a few opportunities if you really just peek through the window here around the stock market that's actually just consolidating at this high. SPY ended up hitting an all-time high. Dow ended up hitting an all-time high. What's really struggling is QQQ, NQ, which is the tech stocks in the market. So such as your Apple, your Tesla, your Amazon, Google. These stocks can't find its momentum yet. And usually when that happens, you have a whole bunch of people that come out and say, oh, we have a cycle in the market, everybody's going to switch to value stocks. Honestly, in the last maybe 4 or 5 years, I've heard that. Every time we've had a correction, honestly, I've heard that. And every time they've honestly been wrong. So for them to come out and try it again and say, yeah, we're going to be switching to value stocks, I see why, and I understand why, and I like it. That's why, I'm adding certain things to my portfolio that I usually wouldn't add, like Boeing. Right, I like Boeing. I ended up getting in on this trend break. I actually announced this trend break before we broke it on my Trade Like Nour and on my Twitter. So if you don't follow those pages, you're kind of missing out here. So look at this trend that we broke on BA, this 250. But before we get into that, so yeah, so it would only last most of the time, maybe like a couple of weeks. And then we get right back into technology, which always leads the way for the stock market to new highs. So it would be very surprising if we really transferred into value stocks. And if we do, I understand completely, and it would make complete sense. But out of the last 5 years, I don't think they've been right once about this whole value thing. Maybe they've been right for it'll be right for a couple weeks, and then it's right back to all-time highs for NQ, all-time highs for Amazon, Tesla, Apple. So I ended up grabbing all these stocks on the dip, so no matter what, if we pull back, I still have cash. I have over 60% cash here so that I can average down. But I ended up catching all these tech stocks on a 30, 20, 30, 40% discount when we had that big sell-off on Friday. I think I told you guys. So one thing we're going to talk about, last week we didn't really talk about any stocks, so there's nothing to recap. But the first thing I'm going to talk about is BA. So I took a long position on this. You know, this economy is reopening, more people are flying. Boeing is honestly receiving a lot more orders for their planes than usual. So BA has some positive catalysts behind it. The economy, so the sentiment is in BA's favor because the economy is reopening. We got the vaccines on the way. So I added this to my portfolio. I am kind of late. I wanted to get in around 220, 230, but it was the fact that we were ranging too much. I didn't want to take that chance. So I ended up catching this on the 250, at 250. This is at 270, and we broke the downtrend. So we're looking great from a technical aspect as well. So adding to that list of all the positive effects, I like BA, and it just broke a downtrend, meaning I actually like this on a technical aspect as well. So if we go on the 4-year, so one thing I want to talk about, you guys ask me what charts I like to look at. I always say the 1 year, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 5 minute. But sometimes when things haven't hit an all-time high for a couple of years, you're going to have to go a little bit further than that. So even if I go 3 years back, I'm not going to get the certain resistance and support levels for BA that I want. So now that I put this on the 4 year, I'm going to get what I want to see. So look, I got a resistance level here, matches up with some rejections here. I like it. 242 level I have right here. Now another one that I like, resistance here ends up being support over here, ends up being a nice support over here, and we break through. I got a next one right here at 297. So sometimes you have to go back longer than usual, such as, you know, for example, like Boeing, I would have to go back 4 years to get some information on this on a technical aspect. So this is what I'm looking at BA. It's had some crazy momentum in the last 5 days, as you can see, from a low of 218 to a high of 270. You don't really see that on Boeing. So when you get that, it is a blessing because their contracts have liquidity, and I love that. You know, things like Shop, you can't really, you know, do too much with it because their contracts don't have too much liquidity. So Boeing, definitely on the watch list here. Tesla, you know, things are getting ugly here as far as like the chart. It's just complete chop. And as far as these lines and resistance, it looks messy. I say this in every video, it's just because of the Mac. I trade on my PC. But back to the video, if you put this on the 4 hour, this looks absolutely insane. We have a long-term uptrend right here, right? We're holding up. We've bounced, we're at 700. The problem is we're still in a relief rally technically. So if you go on the 20-day, right, we still haven't come above certain levels that we were stuck at previously before the crash. So we bounced here off the 614, we bounced up to 745, bounced here, and then we hit a low at 539, and we're trying to get out this level. We're just stuck in an area where it's just, people would say this is a reversal, but it technically isn't a reversal until we get to the level that we were currently at before the pullback. So we're going to have to get above this. So in the meantime, this is still a relief rally where we can easily just bear flag down if you put this on the 4 hour, where we're just bouncing here and we just create a roundabout and come right back down and test that 539 area right again. So what I'm looking at is the 720 level, right? We've only, you know, retested this or tested this area like twice, but it would show that NQ and it would show Tesla could get back up, especially if NQ could push back here. So if we take a look at NQ, so NQ broke this uptrend that it had since we talked about since the March lows. As you can see, it's broken that, right? And now, are we gonna get back above, or are we gonna we just came back up? Are we gonna bear flag right back down and create some newer lows back to this 11,000 level? So if you put this on the 3 year, on the 4 hour maybe? Yeah, so on the 4 hour we have the downtrend right here. Are we going to come back and retest it and make a newer low and then bounce off of that? We have to find out. We can't rush, and I don't want to be guessing because too much chop in between that, and I don't like being in trades that long, right? So that's NQ, that's Tesla. Amazon, same thing here. It's just ugly to me. I'm not a fan of these charts that just, you know, just look like a whole bunch of BS. So we broke this. We talked about this ascending triangle, the symmetrical triangle before it even broke. We ended up breaking to the downside, as you can see, and we hit a crazy low of like 28. Now, we pushed back up, clearly, right? Are we bear flagging right back down and breaking that low and then just head right back down to maybe like 2,700, 2,600? We don't know. It all depends on where this market wants to go for the next couple weeks. Are we really going to be rotating into value stocks? And if we are, how long is that going to take where we have to rotate back into technology stocks? So Amazon and Tesla, those are stocks that I love to trade. But in the meantime, I rather focus on things that show me a clear direction. But if you look at the last 5 days, if you're just playing intraday things, if I put this on the 10-day, I'm looking at the 3130 level. If you break that, we got 3150. If I put this on a longer scale, you'll see we've rejected here at around this 3150. I'm not interested in a bunch of chop. Like, I rather play, like, if you ask me, would you rather play Amazon or Tesla or BA? I would say BA, right? And I usually play Amazon and Tesla, but I'll play BA. So if we go to BDO and we put this on, let's see, what chart do I like the most on this? You know, I like the 1 year, but whatever. But BDO ended up making a high of 354. We know that. Then it hit a low of 225 whenever that market crash we got. I think that was Friday. And we ended up bouncing very quickly here. We had a downtrend. This looks like it broke the downtrend, but it came right back down. We'll see how strong that is. But if we want to play BDO, I'm looking for the 270 break to the upside. We had a pre-market of 276. So if I put this on the 5-day, 15-minute, you can see we rejected here around this area 275. I'm probably going to wait for the 280 so that I can confirm this back to the upside. But if we can't, like I said, there are better choices than trying to find certain, try to look for certain things. So BDO is another one that I like to trade, but if it doesn't show me clear opportunity to the upside where there's aggressive buyers and where I can find, you know, on the tape where these aggressive buyers are entering, or if I can see where these aggressive sellers are coming in, I don't even want to try BDO, right? So let's go to something that I really like. I really like BA. I'm looking at Airbnb. Shout out to Twitter. I asked what people are looking at, and someone said Airbnb. And I look at it, I'm like, okay, I actually like this. So if you put this on the 1 year, we don't even need to put this on the 1 year. If you put this on the 4 hour, this rejected at the 220 level. Whenever this breaks certain levels, you can see that this ends up, you know, cracking through very, very strongly. So for example, 200. The first time we broke 200 on Airbnb, this shot up to 215, almost 216 same day. So whenever we break certain resistances on Airbnb, this thing likes to move. So if I put this on the 20-day, actually I'd rather not. I'll keep this on the 4 hour. I like the 220 break on Airbnb, right? If I put this on the 1 hour, it's cleaner to me. I like the 220 break on Airbnb. This is something that I'll definitely be looking at on Friday. It was very strong. It was up $8.88. If I put this on the 1 minute, you could see that it grinded higher the whole day. Obviously, you had the crazy pullbacks here, but ended up making newer highs, and then it finished the day on a high note, basically. So I like Airbnb, I like BA. Those are two of the things that I'm strongly looking at this week. And then for the people that watch Bitcoin, Riot and Nour are going to make pretty big swings here over the weekend. You'll probably see this up 20-30% in the morning if Bitcoin holds above 60,000. The high on Riot was 79. I don't really follow Riot and Nour, but for the people that love crypto and Bitcoin and all that good stuff, this is something you want to take a look at. Riot and Nour right here. So Nour, $9 away from all-time high, which is 49.41. And you have Bitcoin, I believe, up over the weekend like 7%. I have to take a look at it again. But these are two that I'm really looking at, and maybe I'll take advantage of it if the opportunity presents itself. And then this is ES. We have the March low right here for Corona, and then we've had this uptrend where we slightly broke during that, you know, that crash a week or two ago, and we've pulled back into this channel or above this trend, and we're almost making new highs on ES here, right? And if you put SPY recently just made a new high. Okay, let's remove this drawing. That was an intraday drawing, but SPY ended up making a new high just like 2 days ago. I think it was Thursday. So this will be very interesting to see if we can continue to move to the value side of aspects and basically put aside technology stocks, which hasn't been successful for the last 4 or 5 years, where they ultimately say, okay, market's transferring to value stocks. That is the fact for maybe a couple weeks, and then it's right back to, okay, technology stocks taking off, Tesla, Amazon, Apple, you know, all these crazy stocks that have, you know, crazy growth and not much value, just take off rather than the value stocks that you expect, the money to rotate to, since everybody's talking about that. So we'll take a look and see if everything, you know, can find a direction this week, since last week was so choppy. And if there isn't direction, then there is no point of trading, because now you're just offering too much risk versus that reward, that slight reward that you're trying to scrape off of the stock market. So if you guys want me to talk about any other stocks, hit the comment section, like this video, subscribe, put the alert on so you don't miss any more videos on the Sunday Stock Watch List, because these are bangers. So I'll see you guys. Peace.